When my husband proposed to me, it was the ultimate like pop culture. I maybe not ultimate. I feel like people could propose at Comic-Con and stuff, and all the eyes are on you. But to us, it was a very nerdy proposal. So we went to go see Captain America Winter Soldier with our friends. We were walking out of the theater, and he proposed to me basically in the parking lot of the movie theater. He had written on our truck, like, Mrs. Trinidad, which would have been my married name, and it's my name now. Got down on his knee and proposed, and basically told me later, like, I did it this way to completely catch you off guard because there was no way in hell you thought I was going to propose after this movie in the parking lot. I was like, that is very true. I was not prepared for that. Said yes, obviously. And then we went on a trip the next day to celebrate. It was beautiful. And I always think, like, I wonder how I would have reacted. I mean, I would say yes no matter what. But if he would have done it in front of, like, I don't know. What are those things called where all the dancers come out and they're all choreographed?
Oh, like a flash mob.
Yeah, like a flash mob. Like, I think I go back and forth between being this person who really likes attention. Shocker, I know. And then also being like, oh, ew, calm down. Calm down.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Public proposals.
I don't know. That makes me think of those Jumbotrons when people are at sporting events and they try to do it, the proposals, and it can go either way. I like public places, but not around the public.
So like in a park or something, or in a restaurant, but maybe you're in a little more private situation.
Yeah,
like
I can do that.
Glasses.
I'd be down for that. Yeah, I feel like everybody all up in my business watching me, and then like I'm sweating. Everybody's gonna know afterwards, like whether she said yes or no. I don't want to have to deal with anything, any sort of attention when I'm focusing on the person in front of me.
Yeah, my husband we were on a road trip and I knew he was going to propose because we had gone ring shopping together, but he wanted to try to find a way to make it special. And we had gone to Vegas. We stopped in Vegas and we went to the Venetian, I think is the one with the gondolas inside, right?
Yeah.
And so I guess he had the ring in his pocket this whole time and he had fully intended to propose on the gondola ride. And he said that when we got inside, he had this like, not a panic, but kind of a like, this isn't it. This isn't right. Like, I don't want to do it in front of other people. And so he ended up waiting until we were in a secluded place. It's called the Devil's Slide in Northern California. It's just this outlook. And I'm really glad that he did it that way because I'm the same. I love attention. Obviously, I'm a podcaster and cosplayer. But in that scenario, I don't think so. I think I would have had probably a panic attack. So I'm glad he opted for the private proposal.
Yeah. Like we had our closest friends there and like his cousin was there, but it was just a couple of us, and that I don't consider like public.
What do you think about pictures? Like if there's like somebody in the back behind a tree somewhere and you guys are by yourselves and they're like taking pictures of the moment and
my
then
cousin
you make
totally
it public.
took a video of the entire proposal.
Okay.
And I had no idea. He was just kind of like walking behind us with his phone on and I didn't realize it because I was just going on and on about Captain America.
That'll be me whenever Nicole gets engaged. I'll just be like peeking out of the bushes. She won't know that I'm there.
The three of us with those like glasses and big noses and the mustaches attached. How should they propose, Nicole?
That's a great question.
I could see you with like a billboard proposal, like at a White Sox game.
That's why you said Jumbotron. I'm like, I wouldn't mind that for a sporting event
Absolutely.
because I'm a sporting event person. But talking about public proposals, that makes me think of my sister's proposal. They were in New York for my brother-in-law's mom's birthday, and he asked her, I guess, if he could propose to her on the trip because it's kind of unexpected because they were celebrating her, and it would be out of the blue. So he did it on Ellis Island.
Aww.
And, oh my God, the way he did it, if you or Kayla or Ryan, if you're listening, you could just skip this part because I'm about to just out your proposal right now. But it was actually really cute how he did it. Well, first off, he called my family and was like, hey, I know you're in Arizona. I'll fly you out to New York so you guys could be here for the proposal. And we're like, well, thank you for that, but we just can't get time off work or whatever. But anyways, besides the point, he got down on his knee and he said, this is where the immigrants started their new life. Would you like to start your new life with me?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure how.
And
that's like something that would totally just get clowned on TikTok.
But I'm just like, he was probably so nervous that that's just like kind of what came out. But I'm like, I totally get what you're trying to say. But it all ended up working out. Her ring is absolutely beautiful.
Nice.
My dream ring. But
Aww.
yeah, so funny.
Those nerves, though. The first thing my husband said when he got on his knee was, Well, here's the thing.
I'm breaking up with you.
I don't want to be with you anymore.
Coming in hot from Olympus Games in Mesa, Arizona.
It's the Pop Culture Junkie Podcast.
Oh, hello there, gentle listeners. You caught me just hanging with some dear friends. Join us on a journey, if you will, into the world of pop culture. Pop Culture Junkie Podcast.
Why are our shows starting out this way?
I like to keep people
I
on their
figured I'd
toes.
join
Not
in.
an ASMR podcast, but it could be if you want it to be.
This is your girl, Shauna, and I am joined by some other junkies, and their names are...
Hayley.
Nicole.
Alex.
So let's jump right into those pop it or drop it. If we liked it, we pop it. If we didn't like it, we drop it. And if we are confused and not sure, we hot potato it. Who wants to go first?
I'll go because your intro to the podcast totally reminded me of my first review, which is a movie called Reminiscence. Just came out with Hugh Jackman and Rebecca Ferguson, who are together in The Greatest Showman and are now back together in this movie. And it was directed by the head director or producer or whatever, brains behind Westworld, directed this. And there's like this continuing line throughout the movie where he is trying to get people to go back in time into their memories. And so he goes, "You're going on a journey.
Ooh.
Follow the sound of my voice." And I'm like, did Shauna know that that's what I was going to talk about? Because that's exactly how you started the show.
I was channeling an episode of
Yeah.
Buffy, but absolutely that movie too.
Reminiscence as well. I will say this. So it's on HBO Max. You can go see it in theaters. It bombed in theaters. I think the marketing wasn't super great because the commercials told you literally nothing about the movie. I will watch anything that Hugh Jackman is in. It's kind of like a old-timey noir like crime mystery mixed with science fiction. So there's a narration the whole time. Visually, it's stunning. I kind of wish I would have seen it in a theater for the visuals, but it's also really confusing. And admittedly, I fell asleep like halfway through.
Oh, no.
And so I'm going to drop Reminiscence as much as like it breaks my heart to do it because I love. If you're listening, Hugh Jackman, you're not. But if
It's
you
like,
were,
not anymore.
I don't know. I think it might be one of those worth a rewatch, down the line. But initial first impressions, I'm going to drop Reminiscence. And oddly enough, in a turn of events, I'm going to pop the Paw Patrol movie. I did see that in theaters.
Tell me you went by yourself, didn't bring the kids.
By myself, I'm the creep in the back. No, whole family went, and I've seen a lot of really crappy kids movies in my day, and Paw Patrol was not one of those crappy kids movies. It was actually really cute. It was like one big long episode of Paw Patrol. The theater was made up of nothing but little kids and their very bored parents.
This honestly sounds like my hell, but go on.
It was like the thing about it that I liked is that it didn't try to be something that it wasn't. Sometimes you go to kids movies and they're like, we're going to try to make this really deep and poignant in some way. And it had the plot. But it just kept to what it does best, which is just puppies on adventures. So my son was in love with it. And if I had to sit and watch a kid's movie again, I could watch that one. So if parents are like, I don't know, if your kid keeps asking you to go see the Paw Patrol movie, just go see it because it wasn't that bad.
No alcohol required.
No, just a lot of popcorn. And then the last thing I watched was The Walking Dead. The final season of The Walking Dead started, and I'm, one of the lifers that is still watching The Walking Dead. And I'm gonna say I will hot potato the premiere.
Ooh, so I saw like a little teaser that there's some Maggie drama going down, right?
Yeah, Maggie and Negan are having to work together, and obviously she hates Negan, and rightfully so, because he murdered Glenn. But Negan has had this whole kind of character transformation in Maggie's absence, and she hasn't been there to be a part of that. And really, even so, like Daryl and Carol, who have been there for his transformation, even still, they're like, kill him, we don't really care. Like they haven't forgiven Negan, but I think he's started to prove how important he can be to their community. And so Maggie is, she's caught between essentially just wanting to put a bullet between his eyes and allowing him to live.
Yo, you kill my husband with a bat and I am killing you.
Yeah.
I don't care how helpful you are. I don't care how good your vegetables are. I don't know what he's up to.
He's killing people. And but he is the best part of this season. just Negan as a character has been the best part of the show, I think, for the last couple seasons. But I don't think he's making it out of this season alive. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to hot potato it. We'll have to see what happens. For a long time, the Walking Dead episodes have been like middle chapters of a long novel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's time to start getting back like to the end. You know,
yeah, let's wrap this bad boy up.
Let's wrap it up. Yeah. And if Rick doesn't come back, I'm going to be really depressed. So.
Oh, he better. He just left on a freaking like helicopter. Like he's not dead. What's he doing, man?
And Michonne went after him, and supposedly he's going to have his own movies, but I hope he comes back for the finale at least. So yeah, those are my reviews for the week.
All right, Nicole, what'd you watch?
So I watched My Bachelor in Paradise. That was good. It's actually 2 days this week. Have not watched the second episode of the week. But the first episode that aired on Monday was pretty good. There was some drama, of course. There was a couple people who were accused of being in relationships back home. One girl who was accused claims that she's not and that they broke up. But when she's called out on it, she's like, I'm going to leave the Paradise Beach because what I have waiting for me back home is better anyway. So I'm like, so you are in a relationship.
So why did you even come?
Yeah, so that was a little weird. And then there's this girl, Demi, who she's been on previous seasons, and she just annoys me. And she just is trying to, like, steal everyone. So she's into both men and women. So she's just
hell yeah,
kind of playing around the block right now. But
she's Tila Tequila.
Let's do it.
So, but I will pop that. I love The Bachelor. So we will pop that for sure. And then another movie I watched for the first time, it actually came out in 2018, is Rampage with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I was actually watching a movie before that one was on TV, and I saw previews for it, and Chicago was in the previews. So I was like, okay, cool, I have to watch it because the city of Chicago's in it, so why not watch it? And at first it started out super weird. It was someone in like a spaceship in space, and I don't even know, but it was very weird. I was iffy about it. But
Does The Rock ever enter a jungle?
No, he's in a zoo.
That's
so
pretty
close.
Yeah, so. But the whole plot line is his name is Davis, The Rock, and he has a bond with the gorilla that he met, I don't know where, somewhere overseas. And the gorilla's name
Just
is...
casually met.
Yeah. The Rock would.
Right, we're in
Because
Italy.
There was a baby gorilla hiding under a truck because his mother was getting killed by a
Aw.
bunch of other people. So The Rock saved him and took him back to the States to raise him and everything in the zoo. And then there is a genetic experiment that causes a wolf, the gorilla George, and a reptile to grow to like this very huge, monstrous size.
Like King Kong.
Yes, pretty much. And then Davis and a couple other people who work for the military and a genetic engineer all try to come together to try to stop the mutation from growing. And there's like an energy or something, I don't know the right term, but it's in the John Hancock building in Chicago. And the wolf, George, and the reptile can all sense where this is, so they're all traveling to Chicago to destroy the city. And then it ends up being okay because they get the mutant out of George, and he ends up saving the day.
I'm looking this up on Rotten
This
Tomatoes
sounds like
right
such
now.
It's actually really good. I pop
By
it.
the formula, like
I was going to ask if this is.
I'm not good at explaining, but it's a
No,
good movie.
That's a good explanation. I could picture it in my head as
I
you were
think
talking.
it's. I'm like trying to look whether it's connected to Rampage, like the arcade game.
yeah, I think it
Oh,
is.
is
I
it?
think it's like a loose, I don't know, interpretation of the video game somehow.
Hey, it has a 73% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
okay,
so
but what's
that's
the
respectable.
thermometer say?
I don't listen to that though,
But what's
because
it
if
say,
they
girl?
don't get it
But
right,
what's it say?
it's 51%.
That's
That's
a good.
not as
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
You know what? I think Reminiscence was like 30 something. So Rampage is technically better.
That's not that bad for tomato meter. All right, Alex, what are we popping, locking, and dropping?
Okay, yeah. So I've been watching Dave season 2 on FX. I popped it earlier, maybe sometime recently when it aired the first episode. And now that the season finale aired just recently, I'm going to continue popping it. It's a good season. This season was very existential in a way. Like,
Is there an overarching plot in Dave, or does every episode kind of have like a different?
so I was
story?
gonna kind of connect that
Yeah.
because the way I see it is if this season was kind of laid out like a concept album. like
Okay.
a music album, because the overarching story is that Dave needs to get his album completed throughout the entire season. But every episode has like its own focus. And towards the end, like he's like having like this like battle with himself, and like he's like literally like staring at himself, and like he's like asleep because he went into this container to find like creativity. It's very existential.
Yeah, right.
You gotta watch it. I didn't want to spoil it.
So is this all like, because I know this is Lil Dicky, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so is this, because I've never watched it, is it like fictional take on his actual life, or is it purely fiction, like he's playing a fictional character?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it that much, but it kind of feels like it could be a fictional take. Kind of
It's
like 8 Mile
fictional.
and Eminem.
I mean, the episode I watched, he gets arrested for showing his balls to an audience.
I mean, I don't know. That sounds pretty in line with Lil
Yeah,
Dicky.
that sounds like
Like,
that's his
that
brand.
tracks. That
Yeah.
tracks.
Yeah, but it's fun. I like it. Yeah, it's okay to watch the episodes individually, but if you want the full arch story of like him trying to like finally finish like his album, definitely like watch the whole thing. And the finale was pretty good. So Pop for Dave season 2 on FX, and I was also watching Vivo on Netflix, and it's an animated film starring Lin-Manuel Miranda,
Ooh.
Zoe Saldana, and it's cool. It's very fun. It starts off with this street performer in Cuba who has this animal. There's confusion as to what the animal is in the movie, but he's like this little monkey or a ferret.
Somewhere in between.
Something. And like they're musicians, and him and this animal, the older gentleman, and then the older gentleman gets like this letter from this like big shot like artist who lives in Miami, and she's like, "Oh, so and so, please come to Miami for my last performance. I want to perform with you because we used to perform together." And so it's supposed to be the journey of this man going to go meet his musical partner, but he sadly passes away.
Oh.
And so the monkey is pretty much taking that adventure on to himself.
Interesting.
Yeah, and he like meets
It's like Coco-meets-Soul.
yeah, actually,
Yeah, like it sounds
Okay.
like Coco.
Yeah.
yeah, kind of like Coco-meets-Soul. So it's really cool. The music is great, and so yeah, pop in Vivo on Netflix.
Nice. So I started a show this week. I mean, barely. We watched the first episode on HBO called The White Lotus. I'm not sure how I feel about it so far. The first episode was really interesting, but I still am at that point where I have no idea where the show's going. So I think I'm going to give it like the 3-episode try. It's got Alexandra Daddario, Steve Zahn, Jennifer Coolidge, Connie Britton, and it's basically a bunch of wealthy white families who travel to this beautiful hotel on an island, very secluded, and kind of just like the demands that they make and the privileges that they have. And then you see it from their perspective and from the perspective of the actual hotel staff who have to cater to their every whim. So far, it's definitely satirical. It's really interesting. It opens with a body being loaded back onto the plane when everyone's flying back to the United States, but we don't know whose body it is. So right now I'm going to hot potato it because I feel like it has some potential to have some social commentary. Like it was funny. So I'm gonna give it a whirl.
I watched the first half of the first episode, and then as soon as it just zoomed in right up to Steve Zahn's balls for like a solid couple minutes, I
Yeah.
turned it off.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know where this show's going, but that's not a road I want to go down.
He thinks he has ball cancer. Not sure in episode 1 if that's a thing yet.
I think he had a stunt double for that scene.
Ball stunt double.
Yeah.
God, genital stunt doubles are definitely like a theme of 2021. And it's like the whole conversation around sex life when the shower scene, like whether or not that was a prosthetic because it was like 2 feet long. And the actor still isn't confirming or denying. And you know what? Good for him because in my head, that was all real. So I'm hot potatoing White Lotus until I watch a couple more episodes. I have an addiction to baking shows. There's a baking show on Netflix. I'm going to watch it. Usually I'm going to half pay attention to it, stare at my phone and have a glass of wine, but it's going to be on because it's comforting. So I started a show called Bake Squad, where basically it's like the 4 same bakers every single episode, which is kind of weird. And the 4 of them are all competing against each other to see who's going to make a wedding cake or a birthday cake. And a new person gets chosen every episode. I am going to pop this if you are like me and like baking shows just for the sake of comfort and throwing something on in the background. I'm going to drop it if you need actual, like, I don't know, it's cheesy AF. It is, yeah, if you need actual content that makes you think, then don't bother with Bake Squad. But if you're like, you know what, I got to have some noise while I make this macaroni and cheese or whatever you do.
I was going to say, like, do you ever find yourself like wanting what they make?
Not on this show. On some shows, I definitely do. The food looks really delicious, especially if it's like chopped and it's savory dishes or something, like a big juicy steak. I don't know. But like this one, the concept is to make it as big and over the top as possible. So nothing looks particularly delicious. It just kind of looks, who can make it the biggest and craziest? I don't know. I'll probably keep watching it because of who I am as a person. What I do want to talk about the most is this week's episode of What If? So I talked about it last week, and, you know, I liked it, but I was still a little iffy on the voice acting and such. This week's episode of What If was the last performance as an actor for Chadwick Boseman. So he plays Star-Lord in this episode. He is taken from Wakanda by Yondu and the rest of the Ravagers. As a child, he goes on to be Star-Lord. A pretty successful Star-Lord, too.
Yeah, infinitely better than Peter Quill.
Right? It's so funny that, like, just the juxtaposition of the scene where in Guardians, he's like, Star-Lord, man. The guy's like, who? And in this one, he's like, Star-Lord. He's like, oh my God, Star-Lord. Oh, I'm so honored to meet you. So, I don't know. I really liked this episode. It was, I mean, kind of like teary-eyed the whole time, just hearing Chadwick, and I don't know. I really enjoyed it. So what did you think, Hayley?
I liked it a lot. I was pretty much sold on What If in week 1. This one just solidified it, I think, more for me. You want to talk about voice acting, almost every single person was in this. So yeah. Like Michael Rooker and like all the original characters.
Josh Brolin was in it. Like,
yeah. For like Denai Guerrera came back to voice one line for Okoye.
Karen Gillan, did I say her name right?
Yeah, Karen Gillan, which was really cool seeing her not all broken up and tore up. Because in this version, Thanos is redeemed by T'Challa. He's saved before he becomes a bad guy. Yeah. And I loved it. I'm super excited for this whole entire show. Even the ending of the episode, spoiler for What If episode 2, but the ending of the episode showed Peter Quill working at a Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
And his dad, Ego
shows up.
Yeah, Ego shows up. And so that kind of hinted that there's going to be another episode maybe dedicated to what became of Peter Quill if he joined Ego, and maybe he would become a villain. So, the next episode is with Nick Fury and Black Widow, and it's all about what would happen if the Avengers, the original 6, were hunted down and taken out.
Interesting.
Scarlett Johansson voice on this one?
Don't think so. But I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe she recorded it before all the stuff went down.
Maybe. I love seeing all of the memes and stuff that are like, on the next episode, what if Black Widow sued?
Yeah.
Sued S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever. But yeah, I love it. I'm totally sold. I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, this one definitely sold me. We really enjoyed it. So definitely pop What If. Give that a try, especially if you're a Marvel fan.
Hi, I'm Hayley the Brave, teacher and mom by day, cosplayer and pop culture junkie by, well, also by day. I'm obsessed with all things fandom, and I love to talk about it. So join me and some of my friends as we geek out about TV, movies, music, and all the awesome things that make life worth living. Listen to my podcast, 30 Nerdy and Thriving, available now on all major streaming platforms.
So there is finally the day we've all been waiting for. Spider-Man No Way Home trailer dropped. Well, it was leaked and then immediately dropped, which is usually what happens. But oh my God, this trailer has me so psyched for this movie. Hayley, I know you have some theories and some stuff you want to break
I
down.
have so many thoughts.
So
Okay,
go on.
first question is why is Doctor Strange living in snow? Why is this
I was
whole
wondering that.
What happened to the Sanctum Sanctorum? He doesn't seem too concerned about it. He's kind of got on like his Doctor Strange limited edition coat and like sweatpants.
I almost wonder if he did it on purpose for some reason or if he's just been experimenting with spells and maybe it's summertime in New York and he got sick of it. So he froze it over. But yeah, I've been reading all the different theories and all sorts of stuff. So a lot of people have theorized that the white shirt and tie that you see when Peter is getting interrogated, I guess.
He's at a police station.
Yeah, he's at a police station and you see a white shirt and tie, but you don't see his face.
Yep.
And the internet is convinced that that is Matt Murdock.
It better be Charlie Cox, Matt Murdock, and I will die.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So there was a lawyer there just standing?
Well,
But
yeah,
you don't
I mean,
see
Or
his
at least
head.
somebody.
right, somebody. And Peter's kind of rifling through some paperwork. And yeah, so everybody thinks it's Charlie Cox. So I hope so. Obviously, we see the ball, the Green Goblin thing, and you
Yes.
hear the cackle.
The pumpkin bomb.
Was that him saying something to Peter? Like right after that goblin ball like rolled over, I heard a voice. I wasn't sure if it was.
Well, there's like a cat. You hear like a ha ha ha.
Yeah, and that's definitely Green Goblin.
Yeah,
there
that
are
one.
basically every member of the Sinister Six is teased throughout this trailer.
Okay, explain the Sinister Six because I've been seeing a lot of the stuff about that online and
Yeah.
I'm not familiar.
So they are six just main bad guys of Spider-Man who team up to be a pain in his ass. So it's, Sandman, Lizard, Dr. Octopus. It kind of varies and like different members kind of pop in and out, but like Rhino's thrown in there sometimes, Venom, Shocker, Scorpion, Carnage,
Okay.
Swarm. But basically 6 bad guys teaming up, taking down the Spidey Man. But I mean, we see like a teaser for Lizard in here, Sandman, Electricity for Electro, obviously the pumpkin bomb.
Oh my God, you guys really were like watching this.
Oh,
I missed
yeah,
all of that.
absolutely.
You got a deep dive when you only get a couple minutes.
You got to watch those YouTube breakdowns of all the Easter eggs.
Yeah,
Come on, Alex.
Twitter helps me out.
Nicole.
Nicole, what did you think of the Spider-Man trailer?
The only thought that came into my head was it gave me some Hannah Montana vibes once everyone found out who he was.
Oh, living
yeah.
that double life.
Yeah.
Peter's having trouble being living the best of both worlds right now.
Especially when he walked into the school and everyone's just like staring at him. And he's like, okay, yeah, I'm Spider-Man. And then she's like, I'm Hannah Montana. Like, I don't know.
This
I
would
just saw
be
the
like-
two worlds collide.
It'd be like Hannah Montana if everyone thought that Hannah Montana was a murderer.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
Because in this movie, everybody thinks Spider-Man's a murderer.
Right, that he murdered Mysterio.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which he definitely didn't. Spoiler for you.
So one of the theories, the popular theories I've seen going around that I have to debunk, and I have nothing to really totally base this off of, but when this movie comes out in December, I want everyone to come back to this episode to know that I am correct. So a lot of people have said that Doctor Strange, because he messes with the universe and he does this spell for Peter, that he's acting way out of character, and especially when he like looks at Peter and he winks at him, that there's no way that this would be the same Doctor Strange that has so carefully, like meticulously planned out everything with Infinity War and Endgame. And so a lot of people have theorized that it's actually Mephisto as Doctor Strange.
Marvel MCU fans and Mephisto. Calm down, y'all.
That's the thing, man. You were right with WandaVision,
No.
and you're not right now. And the thing is people want to assign this weird, like, high morality to Doctor Strange, all the while forgetting that he is who he is because he was texting and driving. Like, the guy was kind of an idiot to begin with.
He was like an egotistical dick.
Yeah, so, like, I don't know. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Doctor Strange is getting bored enough to turn the Sanctum Sanctorum into freaking Ice Palace like Elsa, and bored enough to see an opportunity to mess with space and time and seize upon it. And then be like,
he just
oh,
wants
crap.
to see if he can do it. And I mean, we see him being like, because Peter's like, wait, in the middle of a spell, he's like, stop effing with the spell. Like, so things go haywire. But I think you're totally right. I think he just wants to be like, let's just see if I can do this. Let's find out.
Yeah. I'm so excited for this movie.
I am so freaking excited.
I can't wait.
Yeah, me too. You think the other Spider-Mans are going to come in?
They have to.
I do. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, and Willem Dafoe, when he was interviewed about it and they were like, so, like, are you going to be in the movie? He's like, I think when a movie comes out, that's the time to talk about the movie. And I'm like, okay, tell me that you're in No Way Home without telling me that you're in No Way Home.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? So I think obviously like their lips are sealed, but I definitely think we're going to see Toby and Andrew in this movie.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Let's keep going on this Marvel train and talk about Ironheart. I know that's one of your expertise.
I was pretty excited about this. So obviously with Tony Stark dying and Iron Man being out of the picture, it's kind of left a hole in the MCU. And in the comics, Riri Williams is a 15-year-old girl who is kind of a tech wizard and genius, a lot like Tony Stark. And she ends up developing her own suit and stuff and becomes Ironheart, which is the young female version of Iron Man. And it's been confirmed that there's going to be an Ironheart series on Disney Plus. But this last week, they announced that Dominique Thorne is going to be playing Riri Williams. She was in If Beale Street Could Talk and Judas and the Black Messiah.
Nice.
And she is going to make her debut as the character in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So we're going to get to see her early ahead of her own series.
I hope it's her and Shuri like interacting with each other because they're just going to be picking each other's brains and also looking fly while doing it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited. And I think the casting is great. And I can't wait. Can't wait for everything. Everything in Phase 4 is just getting me like super hyped.
Right?
Yeah.
And even like they confirmed that Anthony Mackie is going to be the star of Captain America 4, which makes sense seeing as he is Cap now.
Yep.
So excited to see where that movie goes. Obviously, I'm sure Bucky will be back, but I mean, that's so far down the line with MCU.
Yeah, I think
right
Kevin
now.
Feige even said it's like they're looking beyond like 2023 and beyond for that. But still
exciting. Yeah.
It's a good time to be alive and be a nerd. Join us, Nicole.
Come to the nerd side. We have hot
Eventually.
boys.
Hot guy.
Hot guy. It's the hot guy. He's got his arrows. What kind of news did you see going down this week, Nicole?
We are going to talk about our lovely family of the Kardashian/Jenners. Kylie Jenner is pregnant, though she has not officially announced it yet. Neither has Travis Scott.
So how likely is it that she's pregnant?
Very likely that sources very close to her have come out and confirmed that she is, but I kind of think that it's going to be like her pregnancy with Stormy, who is her first child right now, that she's going to keep it private and quiet, and I think that's what she was trying to do with this one, but obviously stupid TMZ leaked it. I believe they were the first ones to leak it and announce that she was pregnant, which kind of sucks because in instances like this, that's something very personal that you probably want to announce yourself or keep private. And
yeah, TMZ does that a lot. Like they've announced celebrity deaths before even the family finds out they're dead.
For sure. And yeah, so I kind of feel bad about that, but it's also very exciting because just from what I could see on social media, she seems like a really good mom, and Stormy is absolutely adorable. So I think it'll be very cool to see.
Is Kylie the one that was like upset about the claim that she like photoshops her pictures or whatever?
I mean,
I would
every
say probably.
single Kardashian.
Yeah, probably.
I just remember the drama where she was like, "Take that picture down because that's."
Oh, that was
me."
Chloe.
That's Chloe.
That was Chloe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they all
Is Travis
Photoshop.
Scott Stormy's dad?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this
And
would be
he's
their
the second child's dad from what we are confirming, but could be someone else, who knows.
Oh my. She can't be very far along because I'm looking at a bikini picture she just posted, and it looks
She
like
has a lot of like throwback, and
So that's
we
it.
have no idea when and where.
Yeah, that's
okay.
the thing too, is that you have a bunch of fans on TikTok that have literally went into very, very, very good detail that she was pregnant, because someone's like, you see this picture she posted on her birthday, because her birthday was this month in August, and so it's like, you see this picture, she's holding a drink, but she posted this picture yesterday and her nails are a different color. She did not get her nails done, blah, blah. I'm like,
sleuthing.
y'all are psycho for going that deep into detail.
This is me stalking Mariska Hargitay.
Yeah, for real. And then some other news I have is Erica Jane from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is going through a very, very, very terrible divorce to Tom Girardi. If you watch or follow anything of Real Housewives, you understand what I'm talking about, but this is probably one of the messiest divorces I've ever seen. So Tom Girardi is a very high-end lawyer in LA. So there was a very bad plane crash, and he was on the team to help the victims of this plane crash get money and compensation. But apparently these victims' families never got the money, and he embezzled it, I believe. And Erica apparently has no idea about any of these things that are happening.
Neither do we.
But her name was on all the papers, and she's like, I just signed things that he handed to me because we were married for 23 years, so I'm going to trust him with the things that he's giving me. And then she filed for divorce in November 2020, but just months before that, she spent $100,000 on his credit cards.
Dude, this sounds like the beginning of a Law and Order SVU episode.
It's just
if this story ends with a murder.
I mean,
not yet.
Yeah, I could see it maybe happening.
It depends on what the producers of Real Housewives want to be in the plot this season.
But he's not on the shows at all, just because of how high end of a lawyer he is, that he's literally not on the show at all because of his reputation and everything like that. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a very messy divorce. She could possibly be going to jail. He's definitely going to jail, in my opinion. And yeah.
Drama.
And all the girls that are on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with her are talking about, one is like, I don't want to be around her anymore because I don't want my name and reputation to be ruined. And
it's too late, you're a cast member of the Real Housewives.
And all the other ones are like, oh my gosh, we need to be here for our friend, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just like, okay, let's just get to the point where she possibly goes to jail. I don't want her to go to jail.
Fast forward.
I don't want her to be guilty, but yeah.
Interesting.
Very dirty and messy.
Other news this week that made waves, and the internet was abuzz about the whole Jeopardy host situation.
Yeah.
So they announced that Mike Richards was going to take over. And obviously he had kind of a history with Jeopardy. He was like a producer and whatever. And so they were like, oh, he's going to take over. And no one was happy about that because everybody wanted LeVar Burton to take over. And then Mayim Bialik was supposed to step in for like specials and like little Jeopardy spinoffs and whatever. And then it was revealed that the guy is a racist and an anti-Semite. And
right? So he had a podcast that apparently 6 years ago or so, and people started pulling up episodes where he makes fun of Jewish people, women, poor people, Asian people, basically disabled people, and
all the contestants.
Horrific ways.
Yeah.
Like, he is not a good person.
No.
And so he stepped down, and it looks like Mayim
Bialik.
There you go, is going to be taking over for a couple weeks. But my goodness, just get LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
I'm just kidding.
Aaron Rodgers, did he throw his hat in the ring for this?
I know he just was a guest host.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm just joking, though. I never watched that show.
I mean, not many people
do.
But, like, I just don't. Ryan Reynolds even tweeted about it and was like, you know, fans wanted me to be Deadpool for years and years and years before I got the opportunity to do it. And now, like, it's time for the studio to follow suit and do the right thing and get LeVar Burton in.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand how a show and a studio can so badly botch such an easy decision.
It's such an easy decision. And I mean, can you imagine? I'm sure that the viewership of Jeopardy stays pretty steady. I'm sure that there's a lot of people who sit down on their couches at the end of the night and watch Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. It's the same people who watch The Price is Right and stuff, you know? It's not like it's a ratings bonanza, but I'm sure it's steady. I'm sure that they would see a pretty good uptick in even like people our age watching Jeopardy if they got LeVar Burton on there.
Mm-hmm. It's just like when Steve Harvey took over Family Feud and just started brutally like making fun of the contestants.
Right.
And now it's like I watch more Family Feud now than I ever have because the stuff that he says goes viral and it's super funny.
Memes, yeah.
Or Alec Baldwin doing the match game like and being extremely irreverent. Like that stuff's funny and I don't know. LeVar Burton. Hopefully, maybe.
Give the youths, give the millennials what they want.
We have so little. We're in so much debt.
Manifest.
Yeah,
I got you.
We have so much debt. We've gone through a lot, okay? Give us this one thing. Just this one.
Oh, man.
Speaking of things I also hope to be manifested is Kanye's new album. So they just sold...
This Kanye, this
you're on your own
Kanye
for that one.
This is like No Time to Die, like the James Bond movie. It just keeps getting pushed back.
Hey, that's
it's super
a Billie Eilish
mysterious.
song.
But
This is like the 6th episode that Alex is like, any day now.
Any day. But I mean, like, the guy's a genius. He's literally been touring an unreleased album. Like, he has been selling tickets and, he's been like giving them out and all this stuff. But yeah, the third one is scheduled for August 26th. And they're saying it's the last one. So hopefully, the first 2 were in Atlanta where he was born. And this last one is going to be in Chicago. I'm excited for it because it just shows how, Kanye just really got people in the bag and he has fans all over the place. Me, obviously. So hopefully by the time this listening party is over, there's an album that I can officially listen to.
I hope so too. Just
Or else
for you.
you're gonna
To make you happy.
Yeah, so you can stop hearing me.
For my friend Alex to not talk about this, I'm just kidding.
Well, I did see that he was having it at Soldier Field, which is where the Chicago Bears play, and he's replicating the house that he grew up in Chicago on the stage.
I saw a picture on his Instagram of a house.
Yes.
See, that's the thing. Like in the first one, it was a complete bare stage. There was nothing there but him. And then the second one, he brought in more people. The only thing in the middle was like a mattress and this stage coming from above. But there were people surrounding him. There were 2 layers of people. The first layer was a circle around him, was his choir. And then the next was just a bunch of people. And you can feel the energy there of everybody really sharing this. And I've had conversations with other people about this. And they're like, oh, it was felt like a seance. Or they were worshiping something. And I think,
Kanye.
yeah, I'm down for that. And I don't know, I feel like it's about bringing in that energy and everybody in the same motion. And so now that I didn't know that there was going to be this whole set that looks like his house. I mean, it just shows how
You just made Alex even more excited.
Yes.
For the thing
I
that he
saw
was
it on
already
Twitter.
losing his
I
I
mind
pull it
can
up.
hear my hands waving
There's lots of
everywhere.
motions and
Oh,
waving
this
and
and-
house shapes.
Yeah, so that just makes me even more excited. So thank you, Nicole, for that news.
I got you. I manifested it for you. Don't worry.
That's awesome. I'm excited for you, Why the heck not?
I appreciate y'all.
All right. Think it's time we wrap this bad boy up, stick a bow on him. So, where can the people find you, Hayley the Brave?
You can find me on Instagram at 30nerdythriving and on Twitter at 30nerdypod.
Nicole.
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Nicole_Eldridge and on Twitter at NAEldridge14.
Mr. Alex.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at ALCASNUN.
And you can find me, Shauna, on Instagram and Twitter at Shauna Trinidad, SHAUNATRINIDAD. Please also make sure to visit the Pop Culture Junkie website, www.popculturejunkie.com. You can also visit us on Facebook at facebook.com/popculturejunkiepodcast. We are on Twitter at Pop Junkies, and we are on the Instagrams at pop.culturejunkies. Please make sure to like, comment, download, subscribe, review, all that jazz. Our podcast. We couldn't do it without listeners like you. So, make sure you join us again next week for another hit of pop culture.
Pop Culture Junkie is a production of Pop Culture Entertainment Group. All rights reserved.